Do you know what I like to do after a workout? I like to look at some baseball cards. All right, so many of you probably heard the story Dave Blue Jacket 66 has told about his girlfriend ripping his Cracker Jack Joe Jackson in half. Well, I have a similar story, and I've never told it before. It makes me sad when I think about it. But I have a similar story about an old girlfriend who got mad at me and kind of ruined my Shoeless Joe Jackson Cracker Jack card. Only she didn't cut it in half. She washed it and dried it, and it shrunk. Alright guys, I just have a few random things to show you. First, years ago I started touting this card as the greatest leaders card of all time. And that's the 66 batting leaders card with Clemente, Mays, and Aaron. Now this thing has caught fire over the last few years, and I've seen many people talking about it now. So I'm going to give you the next great leaders card. This 1967 pitching leaders card has 4 Hall of Famers on it. You don't find too many cards that have 4 Hall of Famers on it. That's a great card. Alright, so there's a lot of talk. I used to be into centering. I was like, I'm always into registration first, centering second. I've always been a little bit, not always been, but in my adult life anyway, I got to be a little bit of a centering junkie. But, with all the talk and Double D starting this craze where everybody only wants centered cards now, I got to find something else. Because I like to be a trendsetter. I don't like to be a follower. And so I decided I'm going to collect cards with fish eyes and centered backs. Now I have this fantastic 1972 Carl Yastrzemski in action, and it has a beautiful fish eye. Right in his name there. Can you see that? So it's got a fish eye and a perfectly centered back. I'm paying up for these babies. The fish eyes are rare. They're rare. They're more rare than centered. All right, I have a few things. First, the first 1971 tall boy I ever got. And it's a fantastic one if you've never seen it. And it's a championship game highlight of Wilt Chamberlain. And these are always far cheaper than the regular cards, and it has his facsimile signature down there. It has been in this case since around 1990-ish. 90, 91, 92. It's been in there all that time. Had it up in a display, so I thought I'd take it down and show you, but it's just a fabulous card. It was one of the first 3 vintage cards, vintage basketball cards I ever got. And when I say vintage, I mean like pre-1978-ish. Beautiful card. I reslabbed this card because I found out that these fit in the tobacco sleeves. This is a 1928 W502 Lloyd Wayner. I got this years and years and years ago and didn't realize how scarce they are. But it's a pretty rare set. And of course, these were a baseball game. I just showed some of these. But I realized I hadn't slabbed this one up, so I had to do it. This is a new pickup. I just grabbed it. I don't have it for my set. It's a fabulous color on this baby. 1961 MVP Nellie Fox. Great second baseman. And I picked this up. I like to collect minor league cards. You know, everybody jumps on the rookies and everything, and you can get the minor league cards for next to nothing. And this is a 1981 Willie McGee. Arby's. And it's 2 years before his rookie card. Wanted to show you this. I have a bunch of panels and boxes of Hostess, and this is one of my favorite ones. 3 great players there: Jim Palmer, Joe Morgan, and Reggie Jackson. Keep this up in a display. I like to look at it. Along with this, 1955 doubleheaders, Ted Williams. I have a bunch of these really long sleeves. I don't know if they still make them. Card Saver 5. Haven't shopped for any. I still have a stack, but they're great for old tickets, long tickets, and extra long cards. This is a 52 Wheaties golfer, female golfer, Patty Berg. And she was a really good golfer back then. The first great female golfer was Babe Didrikson, who was just one of the greatest all-around athletes. Track and field. And you'll find her old cards. I have her old cards for track and field. She doesn't have any golf cards that I'm aware of, Babe Didrikson. None that I'm aware of. But Patty Berg was kind of the big golfer, big champion after her. And I have a large golf collection. So I picked this up years and years and years ago. Here's a look and see Babe Ruth. '54, I believe. And what else do I have for you? I showed this a while back, but I have a package here. Just a great basketball player, man. Just a stud. Tim Duncan. Jersey card. Still in the cellophane. I didn't buy cards back then. I wasn't actively collecting in these years. So I guess it came in this cellophane. I never opened any packs. I started back in like 2001-ish when they first started coming out with these game used, and I don't ever remember any packaged individually. And then I had stopped in like 2004 because I was traveling around, living multiple places at the same time, and for work. So I picked it back up in 2014. So these years escaped me. They're kind of my blind spot. But I don't remember ever opening a memorabilia card that was individually packaged like that. But kind of cool to have the packaging, I guess. Now, most people wouldn't keep it like that because, man, it would drive them crazy not to crack that baby out and send it to PSA and send them their money so you can get a nice high grade on that baby. But I don't care. These slabs look better. All right, guys, remember, fish eyes and centered backs. You can't go wrong. Remember, you heard it here first. Thanks for hanging out with me.